Hello, welcome to Dharma Jazz. My name is Steve. I like to help people make better music. So today I'd like to share some thoughts about tactile equanimity. And to do this, we're going to use the Wholetones scale. In a previous post, we looked at a gentle warm-up, wholesome wholetones, in which we navigated all 12 keys, alternating hands every major third. This gives us a rest interval as we warm up one hand at a time. Today, we're going to look at playing in a kind of inverted unison using the mirror concept. That is, each hand will mirror the others. And this one we'll want to do after a bit of warm-up because we're going to be playing with both hands at the same time. Our emphasis here is to begin cultivating this idea of tactile equanimity. That is a sense of balance in our fingers, a sense of equilibrium in the hands. It's a little different than the way we usually play the piano. Let's take a moment to reorient our perspective on the keyboard. We've grown up viewing the keyboard from a skewed perspective. So the points of reference are the groups of keys, 2 blacks, 3 blacks, or 3 blacks and 2 blacks. It's lopsided because of the emphasis on the diatonic scale, the major scale. The major scale itself is lopsided. We've got a whole step, another whole step, and then a half step, a whole, a whole, a whole, and a half. That's fine. It's just the way our musical universe is wired. Musically, we live in a diatonic universe, and the diatonic universe is not even. It's got some wonkiness to it. The way harmony is laid out on the keyboard, it's 2 blacks, 3 blacks, 2 blacks, 3 blacks. It's not the way our hands are built, though. So like the rest of our body, at least our skeleton and muscles, our hands are bilaterally symmetrical in a mirrored fashion. There are slight variations, of course, but in general, the left and right sides of our bodies are mirrors of each other. Now, when we play scales in parallel fashion, from a mechanical standpoint, our hands and our perceptions are kind of competing with each other. We've learned to get them to cooperate, to play along, but physiologically, there are inherent inequalities and imbalance in the way our playing of the piano has developed. We've become fine with that, and we've had a lot of fun with that perspective. We made a lot of great music in this system, and for some of us, it's paid a lot of bills. But I've recently come across this idea of viewing the keyboard from a mirrored perspective, at least in terms of some opportunities for practice. It's blown my mind at how it affects my physical, mental, musical, and emotional relationship to the keys. And the main difference is how this approach requires that I interact more with the shape and feel of the keyboard and less on the sounds coming from the instrument. So let's change our perspective here. We're going to focus on the center of either the groups of 2 blacks or the groups of 3 blacks. Or reorient your perspective and see the 2 blacks as a center with a mirror in between them going out either way. Notice the symmetry. So whereas previously we began the pattern with one hand ascending and the other following, alternating every major third, this time we'll start with both hands, or both thumbs, beginning from notes in a mirrored relationship to the groups of black keys. Let's start with 2 blacks. The other fingers will proceed in opposite directions along the same intervallic, that is, tactile pathways. So this gives us a sequence that moves the hands in opposite directions, expressing the same muscle motions then and patterns in each hand with the same fingerings in a mirrored fashion. So it's going to sound a little funky, but just go with it and feel what happens. I'll make a few swipes and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to use the same fingering as before. Should say modulate. It's funky as heck. We'll put a little circular motion. To promote a healthy technique, let's bring in some circular motions. In the right hand, of course, we're moving counterclockwise, dipping on the ascent, rising on the descent. In the left hand, it's the mirror of that, dipping on the descent and rising on the ascent. This is best approached as a subtle motion. It helps to cultivate smoother lines, reduces tension. One more half step. The historical view has been to consider that the left side of the brain works in a way more attuned to analytical thinking, and the right side of the brain works in a more intuitive, creative fashion. From what I've been reading, modern brain science has called out that view as a little too simplistic, but the same science does support the historic view in a general way. So, taking all this into consideration, it makes sense to me that some practice with this kind of focus might cultivate more cooperation between the two hemispheres. I mean, that's what good improv is about anyway, right? Bringing our theory together with our tactile awareness, integrating our analytical and intuitive parts of our mind. I'm just spitballing here. I'm not a neurologist. Maybe I'll ask my sister, who actually is a neurologist. But it feels trippy, and it seems to be affecting my playing in a kind of groovy way. I've included a link to a printable score of the basic exercise, which you're welcome to share with students, free for the exchange of a valid email address. Honestly, though, a couple times through this, you're going to have it. You're not going to be wanting to look at the score. Just trust your hands. Feel the balance. Feel the mirror aspect of it. And you might also notice that subtle blending of the two halves, the two hemispheres of the brain. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes for you. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And feel free to leave a tip. And as always, until next time, happy practicing. Hey everybody, I just want to give a quick plug for my resource book, Practice Strategies for the Jazz Pianist. It's chock full of tools and concepts to build a solid harmonic foundation and reliable technique to help you grow in your journey along this path of jazz improvisation. It's available at dharmajazz.com. It's only $25, and it includes free shipping. I hope you check it out.